Join us in a. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excuse me. Hey, Helen, we have minutes?
No.
Oh, okay. Any reports?
Yes. Clerk will report, please.
Oops, nope, you're good.
Right on you?
I'll swing back at you. Yep, for the amount of. Right,
$9,419. That's pretty good, Ginger.
It's a thing in June, it was in July.
Yeah,
about 9
pretty
months
steady,
ago.
huh? That's good. So
Yeah.
go in the minutes that we received this from clerk and recorder.
yes, and then, moving on correspondence.
Mako sent this out. Not Mako, Great West sent that out.
Sounds like you're-
During the Mako conference.
Dinner invite Tuesday, the
Yeah.
23rd during the Mako, okay. So, yeah, so I'll show it. All right, calendar review.
Hold on, Mr. Chairman, let me go back to correspondence here.
Oh, they met, oh, I'm sorry, sorry.
No, that's all right. We got a letter from Montana Historical Society that they're planning on selling a piece of ground that was given to them. I don't know when, but it's have you heard about this, Ladena, the piece of ground down by Three Forks Bible?
They tried to
It's
sell
been
it
out
once
there for a while,
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We just got notice on this and the minimum bid's $950,000. And I can't remember how big of a piece, 326 acres, rattlesnake country. Okay. Just want to make sure everybody's aware of that. Let's see, City of Boulder is doing a Board of Adjustments public hearing on a variance on the trailer court, I think. I don't know if you're aware of that, but that's going on yesterday, so disregard that. And the last one is we finally got a letter from the home front people, what do they call themselves? Have Development. This is that program that the state passed this last legislative session, or maybe even the one before that, that allows the counties to help with first-time home buyer type stuff. They're starting that process. I think I emailed this to you too. But they're getting 235,000 from the state, and the Have Developments matching that with the same amount, so the county's gonna have $470,000 to work with. And have reached out to us for information on land availability, offsite infrastructure requirements, water and sewer availability and capacity, density limits, zoning and land use regulations. So I think right now during this program, they're looking for probably workforce housing stuff. And Keith, this might be something you would be interested in. I'm not sure how it fits in, but the Have Development, which is out of Billings, I believe, is pushed or kind of organizing this program for the county. So I just want to make everybody aware of that, that's finally moving forward, but this first segment looks like it's for workforce housing, not down payment assistance, so. We got that letter in the mail, and I think that was all I wanted to share, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner. Okay, calendar review.
Okay, tonight there's health board meeting at 5:30 and a week board meeting at 6. Tomorrow, Boyd Andrew meeting in Helena at noon, planning board at 7. Thursday, CTAC and Whitehall at 8 AM, Trico Fire Working Group at 9, Survey Review Committee at 1:30. Commissioner Buell's Friday. Monday, there's the Boulder City Council at 6:30 and the Whitehall Town Council at 7.
Hey, Commissioners, anything additions or corrections?
I got a JLDC tomorrow at 1 o'clock. The only addition I've got, Mr. Chairman.
I don't have anything, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, commission reports, Commissioner Blue.
All I had was the Elkhorn Working Group on the 7th of August. We met at the Montana City Fire Hall. We had a couple guest speakers, Mick King from the Montana Outdoor Legacy Foundation and Emily Platt, who's one of the forest supervisors who is doing some fuel reduction work in the Elkhorns is one of their projects. We talked about McCarty Creek and the legacy members and heard from all of the agencies around who belong to that group, so that was about it.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Kirsch.
All right, going back a couple weeks on July 30th, which was a Wednesday, we had a solid waste safety meeting first thing in the morning. Everything is going really well, no injuries. And Mike and I try to remind the crew how important safety is, and they're doing a great job, and just give them some incentive to keep doing that, because it helps, not only helps our budget, but it also helps them stay safe and be able to go home at the end of the day. Same day clerk and recorder interview, we had one last interview that day. I think we ended up with 4 good candidates out of those interviews, 4 or 5.
They're very good candidates, narrowed it down to 3.
Ginger's gonna bring in 2 or 3 of them for kind of an on-the-job trial, starting this week maybe, and see what we come up with. We've had ladies that we've hired and got in here for a day, and they run away screaming, so I think Ginger finally got smart.
Before I started.
A lady, it was a gentleman.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
That explains it. He didn't make it to lunch.
So, yeah, Ginger got smart and likes to bring them in for a half a day or so, just so they can wrap their head around what goes on in the office and let them make a decision before we actually hire them, so. On the Friday, August 1st, I met with the MDOT and a team down there, Gino, the district administrator, to look at the problem we have on Main Street there. They seem to be committed to fix that at some point. I thought they were a little farther ahead on their design and everything, but we're all kind of scratching their heads on the street. The biggest concern is if we just tip the street to the curb right in front of the saddle, that all the snow and melt off will come across, hit that curb and jump over, and we'll have problems with the structures there. And I told them, well, that's what's happening now. The little bit of a rise we have on that street, it doesn't matter. It's all pushing over and going down over the curb, and it actually isn't going over the curb if they can keep the ice and snow out of the curb. So the conversation has started there. I'm gonna keep pushing on them, hopefully get that thing fixed. It's such a mess with it. It kind of killed our community center there because we can't use it because it's not ADA compliant and because of the Main Street, so we'll keep working on that. You're gonna do the road supervisor from last week? Yeah. How about the health nurse? You want me to do that
Oh,
one?
go ahead. Yeah, forgot about that.
Really not much to report there, just ongoing projects. The health fair the county health fair seemed to be very successful. I don't know, I don't got any numbers for that yet, but it seemed to be very well attended for the county. That blood test is absolutely essential in my mind to figure out what's going on. You can get it every year and it tells you what's going up, what's going down, kind of gives you a good insight of what your body's doing. They had a lot of other stuff there too, hearing and sight, and you gotta talk with the nurse and whatever that little machine is you hold on to. I can't remember what that thing's called. Anyways, it measures your body weight, it measures your
BMI.
yeah, your body mass index and your muscle mass and your fat mass, and puts it all into this nice little report. So works pretty good.
I don't need one of those.
It's not accurate.
We had BTAC last Thursday morning. Let's see, BTAC. Kind of the same, lots of the same stuff. Boulder Chamber of Commerce has a car show on the 23rd. I think that's in conjunction with the fair. Does the fair during the 23rd? Boulder Schools, 25th is the start date for new students, and I think the rest of them come in the day after. New track and field almost complete. They say it's very, very nice over there. Anything to add to that, Lindsay? Very nice. I guess the field is kind of tapered, so all the runoff or rainfall comes off the edges, hits a
Big puddle in the back, and like our last 6 injuries were because of the water buildup, so now they've designed it so it'll run
drain.
off, yeah.
It'll drain out, so
Yeah.
kind of cool. That's a good update. City of Boulder finishing a budget just as we are, doing some zoning updates on their zoning ordinances. Anything else worth mentioning? YG YBGR, the Yellowstone Boys and Girls Ranch out there, has got 16 boys, still working hard to get the girls back out there. They need help before they can do that. BLDC's yearly dinner is September 18th, if anybody wants to go to that. Southwest Montana Youth Partners, Youth Leadership Program ramping up here soon as the kids start to go back to school, and I think that was all for JLDC or VTech, I'm sorry. And then just this morning, we had a quick solid waste board meeting. Mike's doing an awesome job with the solid waste as always. I think if there was any high points here. We're getting a ton of metal built up out at the Boulder site. The metal prices are high and we're kind of just squirreling it away and gonna get it all crushed up here before winter and hopefully make a little bit of money on that. He's working on buying a snow plow for a new truck that they got through the junk vehicle program. Gonna cost us about 12 grand, but pretty small beans compared to the whole truck, so we came up good on that. We had one application for adjustment. We have a gentleman that only comes up to his cabin not very often, and it's up high, and he's paying the total full solid waste. He wanted to just cut in half with no rebate for what he's paid in the past, so we went ahead and authorized that. So I think that was about it, unless you can think of anything else with the solid waste.
No, you pretty much covered it. I mean, still looking at, but outside of that.
Yeah, and then we had a nice elected officials luncheon this afternoon, and our new representative that took Mark Reinschmidt was here, and we had a good discussion, and everybody got to discuss things, and it was really amazing. We didn't even, I don't think we did it on purpose, but we discussed a lot of things to do with the state in our discussion, and that would directly applies to him. So it was really a really good meeting, and I think his eyes were open how close the county works with the state on all things that we do. So that's my short report, Mr. Chairman.
Well, it's good. You're gonna be good one of these days when you do your book. So, thank you, sir. Last Wednesday, the Beaverhead Deer Lodge Working Group, the group had a Zoom conference with Dane's office, Sheehy's office, and Zinke's office from the Washington DC offices in an update of the current concerns and problems with travel management. And last Thursday, the Jefferson River Watershed Council Chairman Tom Harrington advised the council that the Piedmont Pond project will move forward with JLDC taking the lead in the next step while funding is being met from the Golden Sunlight, FWP, and JLDC. And last Tuesday, I believe, last Tuesday, we met with the road crew department. And pretty much the updates they had at that time in Montana City was patching and pothole repair and spot grading when able. And as for boulder updates, patching there too, and then cattle guard clean out on high ore. And then tree trimming various routes. And then as for Whitehall, they were working on their districts patching, in other words, helping out with the others and filling holes. And as for other items that are coming up, Carbon Wicks chip seal is scheduled for the week of August 25th. And what was it? They start prep is August
Next week,
24th, a week before.
Yeah.
And then they're also looking at purchasing or working with Lewis and Clark on the purchase of a used plow truck and other various equipment. And wait and see what happens there. That's pretty much all I have on that. Okay, other than that, that's all I've got. All right, now is the time for opportunity for public comment. Those wishing to comment, please identify yourself, and we can't take any action if it's not on the agenda, but at this point, we open it up for public comment. Does anyone have anything? Otherwise,
Question about the McCarty Creek and the, are they still working on their project with the FWP sewage grant?
With moving the rocks and putting the culverts in, yeah. They have all of the stuff. They just wait until their grading and Corbin Road is done and then they'll finish working on it.
Just because they haven't submitted anything for a while, so I just.
They just have all of the stuff. They haven't done any of the work yet.
The road crew's been down 2 road crew members, one in the south and one in the north for, I think, all summer with medical stuff. So he's been running on a skeleton crew and just trying to get everything done that needs to be done right now. And McCarty Creek's kind of second in line for that type of stuff. So
Yeah, it was just the last thing was they submitted for reimbursement from FWP for, the fencing stuff or fence posts or whatever materials, I guess, and that was
Yep.
quite a while ago, and so. Just
Yep.
wanted to make sure that there wasn't
They haven't,
Their emails were getting blocked or something that they.
best of my knowledge, they haven't done anything else yet until they GPSed it. Their next step will be talking to the landowners and they'll close it off for a little bit, is what I'm hearing, while they do the repairs. Then you'll probably see some more.
Anything else? If not, we're gonna move into the time specific public, now open this public hearing on draft updated growth policy and discuss and decide on the next commission action regarding draft updated growth policy. Dana, would you like to start us off, please?
So we're getting down to the end of the growth policy. We have been at it, I don't know, I think the whole thing started back in 2023 when we got a grant, and since that point, we've been trying to put all the pieces together to get you a growth policy. Our current growth policy is from, I like to say 2003, because really that's what it is. There was a minor update in 2009 for our tax increment finance districts, but besides that, we haven't done anything with that document since 2003. So we all know that our county has grown and changed a lot since that time. And so it was definitely way beyond time for a new growth policy. Instead of just picking at pieces of the document and trying to update pieces, it is a full-blown, essentially a new version of the growth policy, because you couldn't take that old document that we had and just pick it apart and try to update it with the new information. So we did choose to do a whole new document. The planning board had a public hearing. They also had open houses. And we also put out a public survey just to collect feedback from the public on what they wanted to see in the county. And that has all been incorporated into this document. What we tried to do is represent the views of everybody in the county, not just one select group, but everybody as best that we could. And I think the planning board and the planning staff feel that this document does that. And that was our whole goal from the start of it. The planning board did do a resolution back in on June 11th, resolution 01/2025, recommending that the county commissioners do approve of this document. So I will submit that as one of the public comments. We are required to do the resolution under state law. That's what the planning board is required to do with their recommendations. So that's what we did do with it. And if you guys have any specific questions about the document, I can try and answer those for you.
First of all, I'd like to thank the planning board and everyone else involved for the time and effort that it took to do this. So thank you on behalf of the commissioners.
Yeah, it was a laborious task for sure, and I really appreciate Ladana's push to get this done, and it's been decades since it's been done, and it's not an easy thing to do, and she got the grant and got somebody hired to help do it, and it's not a little thing to get these big programs updated, so kudos to you and the planning board for sure. Thank you, Christina. Appreciate your time spent on this. I don't know how many months and months of meetings you guys spent plugging through this thing, but I know it's a lot.
Want to read this? You want me to read it?
You go ahead.
Okay, I'll go ahead and read it. Here we go again. Resolution 01-2025 Jefferson County Planning Board. A resolution by the Jefferson County Planning Board recommending approval of the Jefferson County Growth Policy, April 2025. Draft version to the Jefferson County Board of Commissioners in accordance with Montana Code Annotated 76-1-603. Whereas the Jefferson County Board of Commissioners adopted the county's first comprehensive plan in 1976, which operated as the community's guiding document until an update was adopted in 1993. And whereas when Montana's state planning statute was updated in 1999, county followed suit by adopting a growth policy in 2003 and followed with updates in 2009. And whereas the Jefferson County Planning Board and Board of Commissioners is desirous of establishing and maintaining up-to-date growth management regulations, including but not limited to growth policy, subdivision, zoning, and floodplain regulations. which were intended to protect the public's health, safety, and welfare. And whereas the Jefferson County Board of Commissioners is statutorily required to update and examine the growth policy on a time frame not to exceed 5 calendar years. And whereas following extensive public outreach and stakeholder involvement as part of the growth policy update, Jefferson County Planning Board held a public hearing on May 14th, 2025. And whereas after consideration of the recommendations and suggestions elicited at the public hearing, the Jefferson County Planning Board voted in favor of forwarding a recommendation to the Jefferson County Commission on the adoption of the updated growth policy. And whereas Montana Code Annotated 76-1-603 requires that the planning board's recommendation be submitted to the Board of County Commissioners in the form of a resolution. Now therefore be it resolved that the Jefferson County Planning Board hereby recommends that the Jefferson County Growth Policy, April 2025 draft version be adopted by the Jefferson County Board of Commissioners as drafted, passed and adopted by the Jefferson County Planning Board this 11th day of June, 2025, with signatures. Okay, now, excuse me, this also opens this, so if there's any discussion on behalf of this resolution, the floor is now open. Do we have any comment?
Is the public hearing still open?
Yep.
Just making sure.
Yep. Nobody? Okay. Okay, this closes this public hearing and then now we'll go ahead and discuss on the action regarding this draft of the updated growth policy. Okay, with that being said, first of all, do I have a motion?
What do you mean, a motion?
Oh, excuse me. Oh, for the acceptance of, thank you, sir. For the acceptance of the commission, accepting the updated growth policy. Thank you.
I think we need to move on to the next step, which I was gonna
Yeah.
help you with.
Oh,
Is that where we're
We don't have
at?
a resolution or anything to adopt it.
Right.
is that not the resolution?
No, that is
That's
not.
their.
Oh,
that's
I'm
their
sorry.
resolution.
Okay. Never mind.
Okay, so once we went through the process of the public hearing, you guys can, the governing body shall adopt a resolution of intention to adopt with revisions or reject the proposed growth policy. And this is from 76-1-604 of the Montana Code Annotated. So those are the 3 things you can do with it. So you can adopt with revisions, or reject the proposed growth policy.
Is it, an intention to adopt, right?
Resolution of intention to adopt, yep.
Do we need a resolution to do that?
We would, I think that's what we have to do today.
Yeah, you need to decide what you want to do, and you can have Steve write the resolution.
So I'm getting ahead. I was anyway. All right.
So, yeah, I would make a motion that we go ahead and, have Steve write up the papers for the intent to adopt this document in its present format, Mr. Chairman.
Is that with revisions in this case then?
There is no revisions that I know.
Not that I.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, understood. Okay. Have a second on that?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
You'll go ahead and get with Steve and get a resolution put together and get it on that agenda. How much of a time period is that? Is there any? Do we have to public notice that too, or is it just go on another commission meeting?
I'll have to ask.
It's a
Steve.
resolution of intent,
Yeah,
so then there'd probably have to be public notice for a while
That's right.
and then do the final resolution.
So
Typically.
we'd have to actually do
Resolution of
a
intent,
intent at
and
one.
then let people know that you intend to do
And
this.
we're gonna adopt it. And
It's
then
like
we
doing
can do a
two
resolution
different
to
resolutions.
adopt it.
Yeah.
Okay. Good,
So
I'll
sound
get with
right?
Steve.
sound good. Thank you, Liddana.
Yeah, thank you. Anything else? It's not on the agenda. Not, we're gonna be adjourned.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Keith. Thanks, Erica.
Because when I saw a resolution.
Yeah, it wasn't ours. We don't
Yeah,
have.
I thought that was for us to approve on there. Done with that.